do some sewing, Nina. Hey. We get some sewing done. Oh, little tiny thing. Hi, girlie. You are funny. You are funny. Oh, that means there's enough. Enough now. All right. We are going to make this little set. Oh, I keep forgetting that the stairs are not as easy as they used to be. Lovely. So there's one. You see, the bottom one is sleeveless with a little collar. The top one has got these puff sleeves with a little square neckline. Maybe we should start off with the square neckline one, which we could even do sleeveless, to be honest. It's the same. Is it the same pattern for both? I will lay out the pattern and trace off the pieces. It comes in 3 sizes, so I think it's 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 9 to 12 months. Oh no, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Okay, let's do the 6 month size. And all the things I've knitted because of my, I say all the things I have chosen to knit and started to knit are not newborn size. I don't really know how big a baby is. And I think there's, in general anyway, some discrepancy between individual babies. Sometimes they grow very quickly and they're very large, and sometimes they're very small, and then they fall into different percentile groupings. So in any case, I would be very hesitant to make something too teeny. Imagine making things that never fit. Wouldn't that would make me angry, genuinely angry, after all of that effort, and you don't even get to put them in it. So they seem quite simple. So anyway, there's the first part. You've got one pattern piece on here, and the instructions are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. When you get modern patterns, they treat you as if you've never sewn before. So from my perspective as an experienced sewist who does not need instructions, you could give me a pattern and I'll put it together. I don't need the instructions, because when you've studied pattern cutting, the construction and the engineering of putting things together follows it's like a general way that you tend to put different garments together, and most things follow that procedure. But yeah, so from my perspective, modern patterns treat you as though you couldn't sew, really, and they do tell you step by step by step, and there's lots of illustrations. This one, I mean, you've got that much writing and no illustrations on how to put it together. It does not tell you what to do seam by seam, or where to press things open or to the side, or so it's not a problem for me, but it's just, I think, something that's interesting to note with vintage patterns. They also generally only come in one size. They didn't tend to be graded, so you bought the one size, which means that if, like me, the patterns that I have are not my size, I then have to size them up or down, which is called grading. And that's quite a different skill set anyway than than pattern cutting. It's a bit separate, and lots of pattern companies, the indie ones anyway, they only make one size and then they send it to a graders where it's all done on a computer. But if you're just making it to one size, I think it's quite easy. Anyway, so we've got one piece, like single-sided, for that. And then we've got the tissue paper. This is very lovely tissue paper, actually. And then on here, we've got a collar, a front, panties, and a sleeve. Yeah. So everything's plotted out. And this is actually the only time I've ever seen sizing on a vintage pattern. And I've made quite a few. But with children's, that does make sense. And I mean, there's only 3 sizes. Let's get tracing. It was worth showing you what I use to trace. So this is, well, what's called dot and cross paper, although this style has got numbers on it rather than dots and crosses. It's similar in weight to a normal printer paper, maybe slightly finer, and it's not very sheer. What I prefer to use is this, which is called Swedish tracing paper. And Easy Pattern non-woven tracing material by Pellon. This is much more expensive, but it's much easier to see through. So, I mean, use what's in budget and what you find easiest and what works best for you. But I do really like that one. I bought it quite a few years ago. I bought a few of these I guess they're not rolls. I don't know what you'd call that shape of. Anyway, I bought a few of these a few years ago and I haven't run out yet. So I will continue to use those until it's run out, and then I'll probably go back to using this. I've got an entire roll in that corner, which maybe has 100 meters that I need to use. And then I get Jason to roll me off bits. That's just a tiny bit left. Nina's been at it, I can see. And little Missy, we're trying to record here. Can you keep it down? Must be a bird. Don't worry, they won't come in. They know you live here. Okay, that was super quick. I'm happy with that. What did that take me? 15 minutes? Now I'm just going to cut them all out. Because I used that Swedish tracing paper, I used a pen, just a ballpoint. You can't use pencil on it, I found. If I draft my own patterns, definitely use the paper. And I use pencil and I can rub out. But for tracing, this stuff, I cannot sing its praises highly enough. I know people have used also, don't draw my face, lining wallpaper from somewhere like Wilkinson's or something, or like Woolworths, that type of shop where they sell lots of different things. And yeah, apparently I've heard lining paper works really well. I have not tried that myself, so I couldn't guarantee it. But yeah, any paper really. It would be very difficult to use something like newspaper because you need that sheerness. You need something that you can see the markings through because you're not just going around the edges. You're laying it on top. Cut them out and then we can pick some fabrics. I've covered my ironing board with fabrics. Some are just scraps, some are bigger pieces. It actually needs more fabric than I would have thought. Because by the time, I mean, if the back is only that wide on the fold, it's then that wide on the half, when you double it. These are the fabrics I think I've got enough of. I really like this one. I think that's cute. Maybe them together. I think they're nice. That's also quite cute, but not very child-like. That looks like a curtain. Is that a bit bright? I do quite like that one. And I like it with the spot. It brings out the ready bits with the ready bits. So maybe we'll do two. Although an all blue gingham would be very cute. That's really the only one that could take embroidery. Because the other ones are too busy. Choices. Okay, I've cut out and stitched together the tiny knickers. Only thing I've done differently is I did not cut them in one piece. I made it as a front and back with a seam here because that was just an excessively large piece to try and cut out of scraps. I've done the one leg hole, just overlocked it and top stitched it with ordinary thread. I think if I do them again, I'll actually finish the leg hole before I make the pants, because that would just be easier. But now the electricity has just gone off in this house. That's not good. Now what am I going to do with myself? No sewing. I'll just have to go back to knitting. Anyway, I would ordinarily, if I was going to make a few, I'd batch sew them, but they're vintage and the pattern, and I'm not following the instructions. Firstly, these are meant to be lined in waterproof fabric. I cannot imagine how uncomfortable that would be on top of a nappy to also have a waterproof plastic, so that's not happening. And that just needs some elastic on the waist. They look like really big leg holes. I don't know, the pattern says that's how it's meant to be. That's clearly how big a baby's thigh is at 6 months. That is chunky. Although everything looks big flat, doesn't it? Once you've got the three-dimensionalness of it. It will be fine. It'll be fine. I did wonder whether I should actually elasticate them because I have seen patterns which have the elastic. But let's keep this true to the design. Okay, so tiny pants and matching jacket, and I think that's going to be really cute. And then I'll make them in the blue gingham as well, and then they can intermingle. I think I like the little blue gingham knickers with this one, and these with the blue gingham as well. So that's nice to have a mix and match set. Maybe I will embroider on the gingham. We'll see. Haven't decided on the neckline whether I want it round or square yet. It might be very adorable. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the round one with a Peter Pan collar and do it in the blue gingham. So just have a little blue gingham collar. I think that's nice. I know technically baby blue is a boy's colour, but I don't go in for this silliness. Colour is colour. Did I tell you already? My dad always says, real men wear pink. Every time he puts on his pink shirt, he tells me, real men wear pink. James Bond would wear pink. Okay, Dad. Nice pink shirt. Yeah, so I think mixing the two is nice, and yeah, this is a much more modern fabric than I thought it was actually. It's very cute, and I like the colourful little birdies. They're really adorable. So that'll be nice. I'm going to have to make a sandwich for lunch because everything is electric in this house. My oven is electric, my hob is electric, my microwave is electric. I haven't made dinner. Oh, maybe it's the fuse box. We don't know. Neither is Jason. Could just eat a Terry's chocolate orange for lunch, to be honest. There's worse things in life that can happen. Oh dear, I'll just have to go and start doing the knitting. What a shame. As you can see, the electricity turned off. Do you care? Do you care? No? Oh, what's that? Oh, that's my hand. Do you care about the electricity? No. Love you. Okay, good night. Sandwich. I turned the electric back on. It's completely my fault. I think I tripped it with so many electrical devices. But look at the panties. That looks like it's for a very large child. It says 6 months, so pants. I just did top stitching on the leg holes and I popped in an elastic on the waist. And I've made the jacket as well. And it just needs some buttons and, oh, I need to do the hem. I'll do the hem now. And then I think tomorrow I will make the other one in the little blue gingham. So cute. And for this one, I don't know. I think I need maybe red buttons. Red buttons? Dark blue, green, I don't know. I think fun, you know, there's so many colours in the birdies. Go wild with the buttons. But yeah, that one with underpants in that fabric as like a little set. Really cute. And then maybe I'll do some embroidery on the blue version. Maybe the blue. Maybe I do a white collar instead of... I don't know. Haven't decided. But yeah. Cute. I better stop for this evening once I've done that hem, and then it is almost dinner time, so I better get some dinner. I am making prawns with, what's it have? Garlic and mushrooms and lime and ginger and chilli with some white rice. Oh, it's so good, so good. I'll show you the book that it comes out of. My favourite cookbook. Often with cookbooks, I mean, I love to read them anyway. I read them cover to cover instead of fiction. But this one I have actually used and made a good portion of the recipes from it, which is very rare for me. I'll always try one, maybe 2 recipes from a book, and I'll read the whole thing. I'll read all the recipes, but actually making them is quite rare. So I'll show you that book, and I really like it. What's it called? The Tray? Baking Tray or something? I'll show you. That's the meat and veg and everything one. I think the first one, and then there is like a green one and other, maybe a vegan one even. But yeah. Okay, it's finished for the day, and then I can sit down with my dinner and watch something rubbish on TV. There are a lot of episodes of 24 Hours in A&E because I can't watch One Born Every Minute. No pregnant woman should ever watch One Born Every Minute. That is very bad. It's where they show you babies being born in a hospital in, I think, Birmingham. The women are just hilarious. They want to go home. They are rude. It's just funny. But no, I don't think any pregnant woman should watch that. So I moved over to 24 Hours in A&E, it's a London hospital. Apparently the best trauma centre in the world. Anyway, it's fascinating, and mostly they show success cases anyway, so it's very, very rarely sad. But the things they do, it's like a medical miracle. I'm so interested in it from a scientific perspective. Absolutely brilliant. And I love seeing all the doctors and nurses. They have such a good time at their job. All the banter that they've got going on. And you hear like little backstories of the characters and things. But yeah, there's definitely, if you're squeamish, it's not the one to watch. But there's must be 20-something series. I just watch it on just keep it coming. Keep it coming. Okay, I'll show you my dinner and then I'll go. See you in a sec. The book I was talking about, The Roasting Tin. And I made tonight lime and ginger grilled prawns with oriental mushrooms and coriander. I can't see any mushrooms in that, but so worth doing. There are so many recipes in this book that I have made, literally so many. There's one though, this might be my favourite. It's duck with rice, and this one I like especially because the rice is cooked in the dish. Like everything is cooked in that one tray. Whereas the one I did today, I had to cook the rice separately. So 5-spice duck with wild rice, kale and ginger. That's what you need. And there we go. Incredibly satisfying duck with duck and wild rice, and its contrast to complement textures and flavours is easily scaled up if you're cooking for more than 2. Probably one of my favourite recipes in the book. Definitely one of mine. And there we go. Woohoo! It looks so good. And you can't even see that there's rice in there because I piled it all on top. And I put way too much coriander, but I'm going to mix it in. Mix it in. This with some knitting and some telly. La. Yeah, definitely a good one. They do a veggie one. There's quite a few of these books. They're all really, really easy recipes. You bung them all in the tray. So I cannot recommend that enough. And I've made loads of them. So, there we go. See you tomorrow.